Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Commanding Officer, 3 Marine Expeditionary Force Information Group, Colonel Richard M. Martin, welcome to the retirement ceremony for Master Sergeant Patrick J. McKelvey, Jr. During today's ceremony, Master Sergeant McKelvey will retire after 20 years of honorable and faithful active service.
Detail. Attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for honors to our national colors and posting of the retiring official. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Now taking his position is today's retiring official, Major Jeremy S. Kim.
Marine to be decorated and retired. Center, march.
The President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Meritorious Service Medal to Master Sergeant Patrick J. McKelvey, Jr., United States Marine Corps, for service as sets forth in the following: for outstanding meritorious achievement while serving as the Information Warfare Chief, 3rd Marine Expeditionary Force Information Group, 3rd Marine Expeditionary Force from June 2021 to April 2024. During this period, Master Sergeant McKelvey performed his duties in an exemplary and highly professional manner, developing information warfare concepts of operation and contributing to the unit's drive to reach full operational capacity, while also ensuring integration of information capabilities into theater service, joint, and partner exercises and operations. These operations contributed directly to the furtherance of the United States Indo-Pacific Command lines of operations and supported the development of advanced technologies outlined in the Marine Corps Force Design 2030 objectives. He diligently coordinated with multiple staffs at the Marine Expeditionary Force, Marine Forces Component Command, adjacent services, and Headquarters Marine Corps to integrate capabilities and leverage opportunities on behalf of the MEF Information Group Marines. Under his stewardship, he provided expert, trusted counsel that led the group to reach higher levels of readiness along numerous quantifiable parameters of operations and intelligence to achieve the unit's mission. Master Sergeant McKelvey's superior performance of duties culminated his 21 years of honorable and dedicated Marine Corps service by his exceptional ability, steadfast initiative, and dedication to duty. Master Sergeant McKelvey reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service. For the President, signed, R.B. Turner, Lieutenant General, U.S. Marine Corps, Commanding General, 3rd Marine Expeditionary Force. Certificate of Retirement in the Armed Forces of the United States of America. All who shall see these presents greetings. This is to certify that Master Sergeant Patrick J. McKelvey, Jr. was transferred this date from the United States Marine Corps to the Fleet Marine Corps Reserve after 20 years of honorable and faithful active service. Signed, David H. Berger, General, 38th Commandant of the Marine Corps. For service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America, Master Sergeant Patrick J. McKelvey, Jr., USMC. I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of a grateful nation to you for your patriotic service to our country. Your bravery and dedication in our armed forces helped to protect your fellow Americans during a critical moment in our nation's history and contributed to a world of greater security and growing prosperity. Your devotion to duty, honor, and country, in keeping with the long traditions of the finest military in the world, embodies the American ideal of selfless service. Our nation owes you an incredible debt. Your commitment and the example you set will inspire future generations to serve with pride and to keep our country secure. You represent the best of our nation, and I join our fellow Americans in saluting your honorable service. I wish you happiness and success in your next chapter. Signed, Joe Biden, Commander-in-Chief. Dear Master Sergeant McKelvey, the Marine Corps has been your occupation and family for many years past, and I am certain the memories, interest, and the future of the Corps will remain with you forever. Many desire to obtain your accomplished goals, but few can compare to you. You have clearly demonstrated the exceptional leadership qualities and professional contributions we seek of our senior Marines. We are proud, as you must be, of your successful career. As a teacher to young Marines, a source of wise counsel, and as an example of those soldierly virtues we so admire, you have made a mark on the Corps that will remain long after you left our active ranks. There are many young Marines you have influenced who will carry on in the same fine traditions that has always characterized the United States Marine Corps. You have my best wishes for good health and continued success in the years ahead. Semper Fidelis. Signed, David H. Berger, General, United States Marine Corps, 38th Commandant of the Marine Corps. Dear Master Sergeant McKelvey, on the occasion of your retirement, I would like to extend my congratulations and heartfelt thanks for your many years of dedicated service and selfless devotion to our country and Corps. You have made tremendous contributions and sacrifices throughout your Marine Corps career. As you prepare to enter this new chapter of your life, you can look back with immense pride and satisfaction on all you have accomplished. You have set the example of professionalism and leave a standard of excellence for all Marines who will carry on the legacy of our Corps. My wife Stacy joins me in wishing you continued success in the future. Signed, Troy E. Black, 19th Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. To all who shall see these presents greetings, the flag of the United States of America. This is to certify that the national ensign was proudly flown at Marine Corps Base Camp Smedley D. Butler, Camp Hansen, 3rd Marine Expeditionary Force Information Group, Okinawa, Japan, on 10 April 2024, in honor of your faithful and dedicated service. Signed, Richard M. Martin, Colonel, United States Marine Corps, Commanding Officer. Master Sergeant, this flag symbolizes a nation's appreciation for unwavering faithfulness and dedication in service to the national defense of the United States of America. Few can hope or strive to serve their country as you have. Commending the years of sacrifice is this flag which you fought to protect and that for which it stands. Freedom, Let this flag serve as a reminder that the honor, courage, and commitment which with you have served will not be overlooked or forgotten. Although you will no longer serve amongst our ranks, you will forever be a United States Marine. Semper Fidelis. Master Sergeant McKelvey will now be joined by his wife, Christine McKelvey. Certificate of Appreciation. To all who shall see these presents greetings, this is to certify that Miss Christine McKelvey has earned grateful appreciation for her unselfish, faithful, and devoted service during her husband's Marine Corps career. The hardships she's endured and the sacrifices that she's made during her tour of duty have not gone unnoticed. Her unfailing support and understanding helped to make possible her husband's lasting contribution to the Marine Corps. Given this 28th day of April in the year of our Lord 2024, signed Colonel Richard M. Martin, 3rd Marine Expeditionary Force Information Group, Commanding Officer.
Post.
Parade. Rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's retiring official, Major Kim.
Colonel Martin, all of our guests, Marines, friends, family, welcome. It is a distinct honor to be a retiring officer for a Marine, especially for a weirdo like Master McKelvey. I say that in the most respectful and loving way. Those of us in the cyber community are keenly aware of our peculiarities and our interests, and Master Sergeant certainly has his, and his way of doing things. But also there are quite a few traits that he possesses that only someone with an unwavering self-assurance can passionately lead with. Knowing Master Sergeant McKelvey, he would probably not want me to share too much about who he is, but we don't exactly get off that easily. But I will keep it brief. When Gunnery Sergeant McKelvey served as my chief at McTissa, we were in the midst of losing personnel and having to build a team from scratch after we had just been approved as the Marine Corps' first Cyber Blue team by the Mar 4 Cyber CG. Much like the MiG and Delta Company, we had no Marine doctrine, SOPs, or TTPs to reference. For 2 years, we worked on building a foundation based on our experiences. When it came to cyberspace, I had none, other than what the classroom taught me. That he was a recent lap mover himself, we were like two wandering puppies. He coordinated capture the flag events. He planned penetration tests for programs of records. He created an online survey regarding COVID measures. He started the relationship that one MEF still has with McTissa. And he wrote a point paper to maintain the 1721 presence, a decision that the Systems Command CG ended up supporting, which is now actually bloomed to include an officer and a chief warrant officer with equipment. There were other members of the team who provided much needed input, but Master Sergeant McKelvey was the only one who could do anything about one particular topic: mentoring and training the Marines. And he did that with the dedication and discipline instilled in him by the Corps from the day he stepped on those yellow footprints. He kept the Marines employed with little to no direction. He took it upon himself to ensure the Marines were always researching, training, and keeping up with the latest tools and vulnerabilities. He counseled not just the Marines in his charge, but any Marine that would cross his path. More impressively, he planted a seed in the civilian workforce by immersing them in Marine Corps culture, customs, and courtesies. He mentored them just as he would any Marine, with sternness and compassion. These weren't only GS employees, but contractors who embraced Master Sergeant McKelvey, with respect and friendship that only a Marine with steadfast discipline can earn. It is with great gratitude that from this day forward, I do not use your rank but can call you friend. I hope you only change for the betterment of your family and for those who may be fortunate enough to be worthy of your loyalty and kindness. Stay weird. Semper Fidelis. Master Sergeant McKelvey.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Honestly, I appreciate that, sir. I'm not going to say I forgot about our times at McKelvey. It was actually a heavy learning moment. We got to deal with COVID on our own way. As a part of a command that very specifically had an over 60 population and could actively be affected during the early stages and everything else. But the best thing that I ever had from you was the ability to go forth and actually just do what I needed to do. Gave guidance whenever I needed it. Like, pulled me back into the limits as things would go forward, or as I would step out of bounds, because there are a couple of times when I'm going through working and shouldn't somebody else be doing that? Yeah, that's probably another second's job, but maybe I should let them do it. But that's kind of the way it was. And I appreciate that, sir. You gave me that capability. You let me work with the contractors. I was never told no, as long as I was doing the right thing. We were able to make sure that we kept our Marines held accounted for as well if they stepped out of line, and you always supported me. I greatly appreciate it. Colonel Martin, sir, I appreciate everything you've done for me since taking charge of this command. The ICC has gone far further than it has when I initially got here and took over for the ICC as well. Like, we're making progress. The MIG is making progress. It's getting better. It's far better than the MSgt that it used to be, where everybody just figured that we turned the H sideways, and then that was what we were going to do. Still doing that job, still doing the information job, letting the MEF know exactly what we're supposed to be doing here for information warfare and everything else. Again, I couldn't do what I do if I didn't have great leaders, great teammates, and everything else helping out, pushing that forward fight. I couldn't have done it without Master Sergeant Gene at the time, Master Gun Gene now, setting forth and identifying that ICC chief role, making sure that the ECNs were at least prepped for when I got here. As I told Colonel Gerber, your predecessor, I'm an indoor Marine, kind of while we're in here a little bit. And then he proceeded to say, okay, cool, here's a container with an office built into it, and we're going to the field. So, and we did that. Went to the field, went on hikes, we did the hard things during peacetime so that we can do the same hard things and actually survive during wartime. That's what we need. We appreciate you continuing to push us, continue to give us that guidance and make sure that we're ready to go and educating you on what we do here. Christine, you were here with me for the hardest times in my Marine Corps, when I went to 29 Palms, when I finally hit that boss that made me want to quit. Like, I stepped on the yellow footprints in 2003, and at one point I was like, this is home. Then I got to 3-7 and I was almost run ragged, done. I was at least done being a data chief. Like, I love my help desk. I love the ability to support everybody, to do that. How can I help you as soon as we're coming in? But you reminded me, and you reminded me that I'm here for the Marines. I'm here to make this place better than what it was. You make me better. Thank you for continuing this journey with me. Never question when I say I have to go in and take care of the Marines. You agree with me? They need to be handled. Either they don't have it, or they do have it, or they need that top cover. You have no problem with me going and forth and doing it. Thank you for that. Sorry I've sacrificed so much. Thank you. Mom, Dad, thank you for coming all the way out from Montana, where you guys finally met your dream of getting away from the East Coast. Even if it almost took forever, I know we're moving this summer for, 10 years? It'll be this summer, we'll totally go. But you finally did it, you finally made it, you moved out there. You managed to make this portion of my coming to Okinawa. You gave me that foundation to always make something better. Any place that I show up, It's to make it better. Not accept the way things are, just because they're the way they are. Just make something better than when I left. And I've been pushing that forward throughout my Marine Corps career. And I thank you guys. It's all the support that I've ever needed. I've always had everything I've needed. And just the tools to go forth and do things, be innovative, push forward. Thank you. Gunner Sergeant Stewart, thank you for the ceremony. Thank you for convincing me, one, to increase the size of the platoon. I was really trying to go with a 5-man front, only because I'm used to just not having that many people. I can only ever get 15 in one place at any given time. It's just the way it is, but you made it happen. You made this good. Thank you. Thank you for pushing us. Thank you for making us better. Thank you for holding us to task. You're the headquarters company first gunny chief. And we absolutely appreciate you and everything you do. Headquarters is one of the hardest companies to ever run with anything, and we're absolutely not making it any easier, and it won't be. But thank you for keeping us doing the right thing. To the Marines. One, I thank all of you for being out here, especially the ones that I've had the honor of serving with in past commands, whether that be at the schoolhouse with Staff Sergeant Melendez, appreciate that. Sergeant Green back in McTissa, trying to remember him. Gunnery Sergeant Tibbs, who actually taught me in the cybersecurity field once I actually got moved over. Continued to remind me that, yeah, I got it. This test is going to be, it does not actually mimic what the fleet will find. I understand that we'll never be able to connect to any of those systems from where we're at right now if we're in the field, but it's what we've got. I'm sorry. We also spent late hours making sure that all of our ranges, so that all the students could actually come up to get those to stay up, because yeah, the Army has better toys. That's where our school goes, but they're not that much better. Like, it rained hard one day and we lost all the servers. So just like us at McTissa, anytime it rained, it's a magical place. But again, thank you sincerely. I appreciate all the hard work you guys have done to make this. And honestly, I wouldn't still be in the Marine Corps if it wasn't for the junior Marines, for those junior officers that I've had the pleasure to mentor, that have either not listened to me and I've been able to tell you I told you so, or have listened to me and then we've actually made things go forth, and we've done the hard things. We've pushed out to the field. We pushed out the JWTC. That was its own nightmare for several of us that are still here that remember it. We lost the whole water bowl. It's actually a lot of deployments. We lose water bowls. I don't know how. We do. But again, thank you. It's taken me an entire 20 years to make it across this base. My first unit was 9th ESP, all the way on the other end. Let's see, there. Started there, lowly data marine in a help desk. I had one machine. I had a switch that had no RAM, so my way to go fix things was quickly go grab a computer and copy and paste the configs every time it lost power. Just constant. We went to Korea. We were the first to deal with doing KITP, which was a grunt mission, as an engineer support battalion. It was the first thing that I noticed when I jumped in the Marine Corps, that it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to do whatever mission comes up. You're going to split headquarters. You're going to go and you're going to be on security. Like, adapt, overcome, figure it out. I've been to Korea when it's cold. I've been to Korea when it's hot. Like, I went with them. It took 20 years to get across this base. It was a way different time. I'm not going to say how horrible it was, but it was a different world. We didn't have cars, didn't have cell phones. Some of those things were the case. But in the end, like, the Marine Corps is getting better. Like, it taught me that we have to do more with less. We have to figure out what we have around here to come up with a solution to do what we can do right now. Because even though right now the MIG is paving the way to get those tools and exquisite systems that we absolutely need, it's going to be a while before they actually get out here. So we need to do with what we have, with the people we have that are going to be less. And we have to maintain that resiliency ourselves. that built that strength, that built that working with me. I've always run into Marines Marines that always want to deploy, we're deployed. We're outside CONUS, we're not the thing that everybody's immediately looking at, but we still have a mission to do, and we're doing it. And I appreciate that. Thank you for the professionalism. Like, most of my career, I've just looked at the point of friction. When I came to the MIG, I came as the cyber operations planner. Like, that's the billet that I was supposed to come in and fill. I did some of that, but I honestly put it on the back burner because we didn't have an information warfare chief. We didn't have somebody to pull that entire team together. So I did what any Marine does, and I stepped up. I've also looked at many Marines who have stepped up. Major Kim came out here initially going to be in charge of the company regularly, and then the other billet, the cyber operations planner specifically for the officer side, was missing. So he took that one while he allowed another captain to take that command role because they needed it for their career. And then he took over the company after he identified what needed to happen with the MIG and what we were able to do. We have Colonel Cox, Lieutenant Colonel Cox stepped up into Lieutenant Colonel Carroll, who left early for other reasons. Like, we are constantly on the back foot with personnel, but we're stepping up. We're making sure that we can accomplish the mission. And it's appreciated. I appreciate that everybody keeps pushing. I appreciate that the Marines are showing initiative to get after problems that we didn't even know we had. Like, the force doesn't know what's going on most of the time out here. The MEF didn't know what information warfare actually was or how we're gonna maneuver in the information environment or what they want. They're just looking for what the MHG used to be for the longest time, but we're pushing that message, and it's going forward, and it's helping. So, again, thank you all. This has been an eventful career, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
At this time, escorts are delivering flowers to Master Sergeant McKelvey's wife, Christine, and mother, Judy.
Attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of Anchors Away and the Marines Hymn.
Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marines.
Please be seated.
Hola.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the retirement ceremony. Please remain seated for the presentation of Old Glory and the relief of watch. I am the flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's largest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically over great institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am arrogant. And I am proud. When I am flown with the fellow banners, my head is held a little higher, my colors a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshipped. I am saluted. I am respected. I am revered. I am loved. And I am feared. For more than 200 years, I have fought in every battle of every war. Gettysburg, Silo, Appomattox, the San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, the beaches of Normandy, the jungles of Guam, Okinawa, Tarawa, Korea, Vietnam, the heat of the Persian Gulf, and a score of other places long forgotten by all. But for those who were with me, I was there. I led my Marines. I followed them. I watched over them. They loved me. I was on a small hill in Iwo Jima. I was dirty, battle-worn and tired, but my Marines cheered me. I was proud. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that I have helped to set free. It does not hurt, for I am invincible. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of my own country. And when it is done by those whom I have served with in battle, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the surly bounds of this earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the new frontiers of space. I have been the silent witness to all America's finest hours, but my finest hour comes when I am torn into stripes to be used as bandages for my wounded comrades on the field of battle. When I fly half-mast to honor my Marines, and when I lie in the trembling arms of a grieving mother at the gravesite of her fallen son or daughter, I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave. Dear God, long may I wave. For over 20 years, Master Sergeant McKelvey stood the watch. While some of us were in our bunks at night, this Marine stood the watch. While some of us were in school learning our trade, this Marine stood the watch. Yes, even before some of us were born into this world, this Marine stood the watch. In those years when the storm clouds of war were seen brewing on the horizon of history, this Marine stood the watch. Many times, he would cast an eye ashore and see his family standing there, needing his guidance and help, needing that hand to hold during those hard times. But he still stood the watch. He stood the watch for 20 years. He stood the watch so that we, our families, and our fellow countrymen could sleep soundly and safely each and every night, knowing that this Marine stood the watch. Today, we are here to say, Marine, the watch stands relieved. Relieved by those you have trained, guided, and led. Master Sergeant McKelvey, you stand relieved. We have the watch. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the commanding officer, 3rd Marine Expeditionary Force Information Group, we thank you for attending today's ceremony. Have a great day, and Semper Fidelis.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, please indulge me in a round of applause for Sergeant Rivera. If I could have the MIG rep come up, Master Sergeant McKelvey, would you mind coming up here? Yes. Oh, there you are, sorry. You can't.
All that you do. In the long run, you make sure the counseling place will be like that. Thanks, sir.
That officially concludes the ceremony. Thank you very much.
Master.